So I wanted to make this short because yesterday there was a anniversary that happened, and yesterday marked the 46-year anniversary since we lost one of the most influential lead vocalists to die far too soon. And I'm of course talking about Bon Scott. We all know who Bon Scott is. He is the first lead singer of the legendary AC/DC. Bon Scott and Angus Young back in them days were like the heart and soul. Where Angus was the heart of the band, Bon was the soul of the band prior to Brian Johnson. He was a part of some of their biggest hits up to that point prior to the Back in Black era, as I call it. And we all know he was a guy who lived his life to the fullest, being the party guy that he was, And we all know that sadly he went out like a whole lot of musicians did back then, whether it was drugs, alcohol, etc. I'm not saying he ever did drugs. He never did drugs. But I know he did drink, and he loved his drink. And he ended up dying from it as a result of it. He was found in the backseat of a car that he passed out in. I can't remember much of the full stories, guys, And we all know that Brian Johnson got hired right in the wake of that, like how long after his passing. And we saw the huge heights that they ended up getting with the Brian Johnson era, especially with Back in Black and then the years that followed. And while all that work is undeniable, there is no denying the table or the roof that Bon Scott made, building the pinnacle of how AC/DC would be. Bon Scott is such a iconic voice, Brian Johnson even stated that he had no plans to ever copy the signature screech or the high pitch that Bon Scott was known for. Obviously, I always wonder, what could have been if Bon Scott had lived, right? But what is it about all of this? Is it the fact that when these musicians die far too young or too soon, they become legendary right afterwards? Or what do you guys think? Was it the fact with him? Let me know in the comments below. If you guys were AC/DC fans that listened to the Bon Scott era, what was your favorite song in particular? Let me know in the comments, man. I'll see y'all later. Y'all have a good one. Have a good weekend. Peace.